Welcome back to News Geelong. A Port Arlington fishery, Jenkins and Son, has been kicking goals after only 7 months in business, becoming a local success story. Ian Nichols has more.
Well, I think most of us these days go into a supermarket and are astounded when we get to the fish department just how much imported product there is, either from Africa or from Vietnam, from Asia generally, and New Zealand. Where do we get fresh fish locally? Well, we've got the answer right here on the Ballerine at Port Arlington. Jenkins Fresh Fish. I've got Peter Jenkins with me. We're going to have a chat about the fishing industry and what it means to us locally. A professional fisherman from Port Arlington, been in the family business for years.
Yeah, probably about 4 or 5 generations. My son's taken over from me, Ben. He's the main fisherman now. As you can see, we catch all our own product. Yeah, we're open 7 days a week. 7 days a week at 42 Geelong Road, Port Arlington.
Well, now we've got the plug out of the way, Pete. It is refreshing, to say the least, to see fresh fish. You know it was jumping around in Corio Bay only a matter of hours ago.
Exactly right, exactly right. All this fish was caught at 4 o'clock this morning. So that gives us some pride on what direction that we want to take. We want to do things different than other places. We emphasise our product like on the freshness. It's not about always the cheapest, but we do everything that leaves here's got 100% guarantee, because I'm right behind everything that leaves this shop.
Now, one of the things that concerns me as a consumer, you go to a supermarket and you see imported product everywhere. It's either from Asia or Africa.
Yep, that's correct.
You hardly see any Australian caught fish.
It's a shame. I think Australians. I don't know why we're letting so many imports in. I don't know, but what we try and do is source even our scallops. They come from a local fishing family here in Port Arlington, the Cole brothers, and they've got a big boat called the Rachel Marie. She's tied up over Queenscliff. They're at sea 9 months of the year, so they're bobbing around the oceans, getting us the freshest product. It's the same as, and as we say, it might not be the cheapest, but it is the best. It's the same with the sea bounty mussels. They're harvested on a daily basis, and Lance Biffin, he's very good to us. We've got mussels coming in here every day. You can see they were just harvested this morning. I mean, and the young blokes have already delivered them, and now we're just waiting for the public to come and, they get the freshest product money can buy.
Well, I'm sure you're building up quite a following here, because there are people who do want fresh fish and they do want it sourced from Australia, but even more importantly, right here in Corio Bay. Now, Rawlo has asked me one question to put to you, Peter.
Yes.
Are the fish coming back to Corio Bay?
Well, I think they are. The yields of fish the last, probably about the last 10 or 12 years, they seem to be getting better. This year with the whiting, they're a little bit finicky, but honestly, just the last snapper season we had in Port Phillip Bay here was very good. And the yields of fish, it doesn't matter sort of what, some species have gone, but the main species, the whiting, the flathead, they just seem to be getting better. Our gear, we're environmentally friendly with everything that we do now. And I mean, there is a few groups there that want commercial fishing sort of gone in Port Phillip Bay, but where do we go if we ever did get rid of commercial fishing? Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Does the public want to eat all this rubbish, or do they want to eat fair income, quality fresh fish? That's the question I ask the public.
Well, you put it right in a nutshell there. I think the answer is pretty obvious. We want fresh fish, and we want it sourced from Australia at least.
Yep.
But here we've got just snap and fresh. They look as if they're still, ready to be put down.
Well, that's right. These whiting there, they've got a bit of glaze on the eye because they've been in a nice slurry ready for filleting. But you can see, if you have a close look at there's just a mullet. You can see, people look at the fish. I mean, you can't get any better when it's only hours old.
Exactly.
You just can't get any better, So I'm really passionate about this, and I think that it will work. Well, we know it's worked. The last 7 months, we've been going for 7 months now. We've had a great summer, and now it's time we're going into a quieter period so that I can talk to you guys and let everyone know that we are here 7 days a week. And we'll do, and even if we haven't got a product, we will source it, but we want to source it locally if we can. I've even just been on the phone to another gentleman in Leopold this morning, Daryl Stewart. He's got some pippies for me, which he farms up along Port Fairy Way and that. He said, are you interested in taking some of them? And yeah, I said, yeah. So we're sort of moving into the bait business as well.
Yeah, well that's important too.
Yeah, it is, you know, like just to get sort of people where they can come here and they can get just about everything if they need to.
Well now, is supply keeping up with demand at the moment, Peter?
Yeah, it is because we sell a percentage here, but we've also got agents in the Melbourne fish market, which is George Marickless. They're very good to us, so they look after all our fish. Once it leaves Port Arlington here, we send it on a truck every night. So we get looked after in Melbourne too. So a lot of our fish does get distributed in Melbourne.
Yes, but so what's left over at the end of the day's trade?
That's right. Yeah.
It's for the fish market.
Yeah, and then tomorrow morning my son will be out fishing again tonight, and then we'll have another lot. Maybe could be small snapper in the morning. It all depends what he catches on that night.
Now, yeah, you get different fish at different times of day or seasonal.
Yes, seasonal. Yeah. Well, actually, we've just come off. We had a really good, as I say, a good snapper season. We spent 3 months on the snapper, and then we left the snapper, and now we're just a few whiting, a little bit of as I say, a little bit of mullet, a little bit of flathead. But then we go into sort of gets around April, like Easter time. We'll start concentrating on the flathead a little bit, flathead whiting. And that'll take us through to about September, and then a few pike show up. So we're sort of we base our business on sugar. Where do we go from here to, you know, we've sort of come a long way in the industry, and we just keep trying to make the right moves.
Well, I'm sure you are, Peter. Yeah. From what I can see here, Peter, you've got Easter coming up. That's going to be busy, of course.
Easter will be chaotic here, yeah.
And we should be eating more fish.
Well, I think so. My theory is we should eat fish 4 days a week.
Well, that's what the doctor recommends. And with our cattle industry fading away to a shadow, I'm sure we will see more people eating fish in the future.
Yep.
Well, good luck with this. I think it's a fantastic business. People should come to... You know, in the past, we used to come down to Port Arlington and buy off the back of the boat. Yeah. And today you've got this beautiful setup here on the Geelong Road. Yeah. Well done.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, if you've been wondering about why the big supermarkets are selling so much imported fish product from Asia, from Africa, you've got to shake your head and wonder why. Because right here on the Bellarine Peninsula locally, we've got fresh fish and plenty of it, fresh as the day's catch. Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thank you, Ian. You're with News Geelong as we go to a break and return with all the local Geelong sport news with Alex Tigani after this.